Hold on, guys. I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table, and we're doing a quick twist, a bit of a test video because I like to do them first thing in the morning before I start really getting into some bigger videos because God forbid I forget to hit the damn record button, and I never know for sure because once I get everything set up, it starts running the way it's supposed to run, etc., etc. So anyway, this is Hunting Season by Philip Lee, and I finished reading this thing the other day, and it's a pretty good read. There's some moments in here where it's a little I don't know, dry or stretches out. At the end of the day, it gives us a picture of the hot mess that the Free Worlds League is currently in the modern era, the 3150 era. I assume. Exact date. What we got? Exact day in here now. 3146. Okay, so uh, it's a good read. I mean, I recommend it for anybody who wants to keep up with what's going on in BattleTech and things like that. This is I don't know, the sixth or seventh book I've purchased since coming back to the franchise, and I'm still trying to fill in the blanks and catching up on where I'm at and where things are going and where things have been, etc., and the talking head, right? And I don't have my teeth in today, so that may affect the sound. It may not. It's Saturday morning, and these things still bother me. Trying to get used to wearing them, and it's a challenge. Anyway, what the one of the aside from Nicole's personality and having issues of this, that, and the other thing, and maybe her nativity, her being naive. When it comes to her quote friend Danny Centrella and her motivations, or whether or not Danny's brother, the Chancellor Liao, is playing to that advantage to screw with the Free Worlds League. I don't know because they don't have enough dots to connect anything just yet. Uh, what I do come away from this is that, yeah, the Free Worlds League is slowly bringing itself back together again. It is reconstituting itself as an entity after some pretty horrific dissolution and infighting, as well as several invasions from outside. Uh, a couple little things that really kind of tripped me on this. I didn't care for, or it's one of those, what the F moments when I'm looking at it going, are you effing me? Are you effing me? There's a section toward the back where the hired bad guy or agent of the compellents, depending on which side you look at it. This fellow was working on his own, but he's also working for the compellents, etc., etc. Him and his compellant handler slash other agent and two more agents were fleeing the scene in mechs because they really set up a lot of stuff in advance. And they go through basically what is a mech graveyard. Some great battles was fought during the Jihad era, and the whole field is littered with mechs that are overgrown by the plant, the local plant life. And it struck me as a couple things a bit odd and almost not BattleTech. First off, the idea that there's scores, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of combat machines rusting away out here in the jungle or woods or whatever. I mean, really? Really? Are you kidding me? It's called salvage, fool! And every house, every faction is desperate for machines and more machines and extra machines and more powerful machines. We don't do this. I'm sorry, Philip. Shouldn't be doing that in the book neither because it's given bad. I know it looks good. I mean, it looks good, but there's absolutely no reason for it. There's no reason given. Now, if this was like the site of I don't know, a catastrophic nuclear event or the outskirts of a nuclear event where everything in here is still highly radiated and there's that danger, or maybe there was some kind of chemical attack or biological attack and there's still some residue in the region that prevents people from going in there and actively salvaging things. It's not addressed. It's not brought up. Maybe it's not pertinent to the immediate story that's going on, but I'm just saying, really? Oh boy, that is so far from what the origins of the BattleTech kind of system is, kind of wrapped around. And that's just me being old and, I don't know, stubborn, perhaps. Don't know, don't care. Anyway, then there's the uh, I don't know. There's just so much infighting and stuff going on in the Freeworld's Lake, where it's almost too convenient the way it was manipulated. You know, the Clan Protectorate attacks but doesn't attack, embargoes the world, the Regulus, but doesn't openly attack it. See, that's like not clan like either. I mean, there's a lot of okay, sure, yeah, it's sure. It moves the story along, it moves the lore along. Apparently, the writers and or the directors and designers and crap for the Catalyst, okay, rubber stamp it, whatever. So it's now canon. See, that's the downside, the problem when you do things like that in these books. It's like in the series that I bought. I bought 2 of the books. I don't. They're out there in the living room of an upcoming series where there's this hint that their Comstar might still be lurking around or potentially could reconstitute itself. And later we get solid. I get solid third party declaration from Catalyst that flat out says no. Catalyst or Comstar is dead, and that's just a red herring. Well, you don't put that many damn red herrings into a series of books when you've got a very large fan base that has a significant portion of people who are fond of Comstar or the Wobbies and all the other stuff that goes in between. I mean, you're screwing with you're screwing with the fan base, and that's not cool. Catalyst, that's just not cool, dudettes. Just saying, not cool at all, and not happy with that either. So I mean, the idea that there's, I don't know, there's a lot of things left unsaid, things that are not quite smoothly, linked together. I don't know, right? So on the other side, from a different perspective, what I do like about books like this, and something that tends to, I don't know, sets up 2 different camps of thought, is that we get a bigger look at the BattleTech universe as a whole, and it is far more than just big stompy robots. Apparently, Mr. Lee felt he needed to have the compelling agents escaping in a series of mechs so he could have one more mech battle, to at least one decent mech battle toward the end kind of thing, so they could highlight just how potent this one agent is, etc. Meanwhile, they sacrifice a Leopard drop ship to, make a smoke screen for their quote escape. So the fact was that the Mescara had actually invested quite a bit of resources. Drop ships, I can't imagine, are that damn common that you can just sacrifice one for to save an agent. But what that does give us is a deeper view from the mech warrior standpoint, or from the role-playing game standpoint, or from the bigger picture standpoint, that there is a lot of ways to play BattleTech and interact with BattleTech. It doesn't involve you being a pilot of a mech warrior and a pilot of a big stompy robot. But that's just my opinion on that. So anyway, that's just a little take on this. I have a couple different projects in the works today, and I'm hoping to get as many done as I can. I got suckered in by my sister to go over to her house to help her swap out a stove, which was not on my agenda to do this weekend. And it always throws a wrench in things because time's valuable for me and you and everybody else. So anyway, till next time, I'm Rick, and you guys have a great weekend.